Yep, hi all. So yeah, here's the next pair of shoes, AliExpress specials. Just arrived, and yeah, as usual, these are the raising models, and then really nice and clear. So lovely, lovely, lovely. So yeah, what I'm gonna do with these babies is basically remove all the electronics and upgrade it to EL panels everywhere. So ELs in here, ELs in here, which obviously are custom paint as well. You can see here they come upside down on there, so it's flip those round, replace the straps, probably put in the Air Mag King straps because they just look particularly smart. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I mean, I'm happy with the toe actually as well on this one. I might do a toe mod, I'm not sure yet, but I'm really happy with those shoes, they're lovely. So yeah, I'm gonna crack on now, get the electronics out, get them heated up, and yeah, and go from there. Cool, excellent. Oh yeah, both shoes are open, as you can see. Really love these, like I mentioned before loads of times, really good. That's all off, which is cool. So electronics all exposed now. Obviously still work. So lifted up the inner soles. Just going to move the electronics out of there. And I think, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. This one here, I'm going to give it a go and try and do the toe mod on this pair of shoes. I might as well. Whilst I've got the gun out, I might as well heat this baby up and then get that bit lower, a bit more aerodynamic there. We'll see in a minute if it works or not. Cool. Right, and yeah, so I'm going for it. I'll give it a go, have a little practice on this one anyway. I have done a toe mod a while back on an early pair of shoes a long time ago. It took quite a long time. Obviously this one now I see has different design in there. You can sort of see it's been obviously it's been sort of stitched into like a sock kind of thing. So yeah, anyway, I've undone about, well, that much there, and I'm gonna see what I can do with that now. Cool. Right, excuse the noise in the background. So yes, as you can see, it's apart. So what I've done basically is similar to what I did last time. Is I had to remove a fair amount of material. So obviously you can see it's multiple layers there, and I've removed honestly probably about half an inch of material from here and from here. And the idea is then I can then just get this piece here then to sit that bit lower because there's less material in there, and then the angle should be a bit better, I expect. So that's the plan. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually going to re-glue this piece here to this piece. Then I can basically put my hand in from this side here just to sort of form it back into the nice smooth nose, and then I'll be able to then glue this piece here down. And obviously you can see the original glue line there, which obviously will line up with this normally, and I then should be able to get that significantly lower down to about here somewhere, and that should then give me that sort of angle. But yes, you do need to I feel you do need to glue it back together here, otherwise it's going to be sort of ripply here and a bit shit. So yes, that's the plan now. Cool. And I'm going to use sort of impact adhesive for that part. Right, yeah, so what I've used is the Gorilla Glue, which is really, really, really good stuff, and it dries clear as well. Now, it might look exactly the same right now, well, or worse, I should say, than that one there does. But what I've done is the shoes come with pieces of foam here. So what I've done is I basically glued it all around, shoved the piece of foam back in, and then sort of massaged it and used the heat gun as well to sort of basically to get it flat again over the top of the piece of foam. Because when you sort of pull it about and all that sort of stuff, you find it basically gets creases inside there. So I'm gonna let it dry for like just sort of half an hour, and then I can take the foam piece out, and then I can hopefully pull that further down, tuck it in, and get that more angular look. We'll see very shortly. Right, yes, so first part of the glue is on, and if you look closely, basically both shoes are just on a piece of wood, totally even. You can see that it's noticeably pointier on the right hand side, which is obviously what I wanted. Probably took at least an hour to do that. And obviously it's got the first layer with the Gorilla Glue, which is really, honestly, high quality. This is high quality glue. This is basically, I feel this is what you want because it's crystal clear and it's thick. So go for that. I don't know how good it's going to look, obviously, until I remove the tape, but I want to let it set, you know, for an hour whilst I work on this one here, which also I have to do now. And then I can remove the tape, and then I can then, you know, massage it as required, you know, with hand and heat. Add some additional glue in, you know, to seal it. Probably not that glue there because obviously it has got a tip on it, but I'll probably have to go for my usual fine tip glue here, which obviously is easier to get in the little gap and just go around there and seal it in. Obviously I want to sort of see how it looks first, obviously. So yeah, let me crack on with this one here, and then yeah, then go from there. Right, yeah, the second shoe's done for the moment, just the first layer of glue's on, so that's going in place. I'm trying a couple of different things as well regarding this as well. So what I normally do is I normally cut out a piece of rubber here, bend this over, and then I can glue it and all this sort of stuff. But now what I'm going to do is I put a slit in it there, all the way through, and then poke the connector through. I just thought I'd try something different. That way it's not bent over, and the fact that I know that I can paint this as well and it look decent. So yeah, what I'm doing next is remove the glue marks on there, so when it's lit up you don't see those glue marks. And then I can then glue this lightly in place and then paint this, and then that can then sort of dry, say realistically overnight, and then that can then be glued down again tomorrow once that's painted and that's painted. And the same for that side there. So yeah, just a few little different techniques, that's all. Got all the electronics out as well, they're all here. I managed to get them out in one piece. So yeah, switch that on. So that's both sets there. And these are the bubbles here, which I need to clean up as well, which I might use as bubbles. Obviously normally I use Air Mag King bubbles, which, you know, I mean, I'm not sure what I'm going to use yet, but I might use these ones. So I'll clean them up, have a look at them in place with the EL panels, and because these might actually look better, because of course these are much clearer, they're not frosted like the Air Mag King ones are. They obviously don't stick out as much, so they don't look as technically as good from that aspect, but they're clear, so they might look better with the EL panels which aren't as bright. So we'll see. Right, yes, hi all. So shoes looking really good. This is the end of day one. So the noses I've just done the extra work on nose, put the last bit of the glue on, held them down. So hopefully they'll look really good. That's taken ages. It's probably taken sort of 3 to 4 hours, I would honestly say, to do the two noses. So hopefully they'll look good, because that's kind of a key part I wanted to try. These look really good. One thing I didn't consider was the thickness of the connector here is about 1 millimeter at the back. So I did do a mock-up, and this rubber here does appear to sort of go over it nicely in glue, and should glue in place fine. But of course, normally when you bend over that connector, you don't have that problem basically of that being raised. So something to consider. But I painted it the sort of silvery grey, got the blue to splodge on, so that should look good on those two shoes there. Thank you Graham Garlic for these. So these are trial ones, so obviously these are 3D printed, so they're the correct size. They should go on back spot on, and you know, they don't need to curve or anything. I haven't got the mags, because the mags we couldn't sort of get those sorted basically. So hopefully the Nikes look good. So at least there's half of it there if it works, you know, that's great. Bubbles, it took ages to clean these bubbles up. So they're now sort of even and blurry, because they were a mixture of clear and blurred with where the glue was oversprayed on them by the original maker. So those should look pretty decent. Power supply I'm using 2x AA. I need to cut out some more swishes in the 1mm foam as well, but these are modelled off the 3.1 shoes that I've got here. So once they're in place, whatever angle I want to put them, they'll look really good. You know, I might even consider this time putting them there, that way they don't overlap here, because this is the problem here when you overlap this. It's a bit of a problem, but this is custom made. I might just put them there, we'll see. So that's that. Strap wise, the shoes come with completely plain white strap. That's no good at all. I'm not going to use these are just here just to sort of show what they look like. These are the Universal Studio ones, the best ones, but don't light up. So they're good, but also they don't light up, so they're not going to go on the shoe. I'll either fit those from EL Wirecraft into the straps, or I'll go expensive. If the noses look really good, I'll go expensive and fit the Air Mag King ones, which are obviously more than these, and they take more effort and you have to modify them and all this sort of stuff, but they look really, really good when they're on. So those obviously are the best ones to use if the shoes look really good. So we'll see. But yes, overall, looking good. It's taken a long time, particularly the noses took ages, but the rest of it's not bad, but it still takes hours and hours to do the shoes, but they should look really good. Cool. Thanks all.